Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to my channel. My name is Micah and today we are going to be playing around with some single shadows. Oh yes, we're doing it. We're going to be playing with some single shadows. And the reason why we're doing this is because last year I built myself this palette with a lot of Sydney Grace singles and I absolutely love them. And this is a very colorful blue, green, purple palette. And I felt that I didn't have enough neutrals to go with this. So I thought I could do a customized singles palette focusing on cool tones and more so on the neutral end of the spectrum. So I got a bunch of Sydney Grace new things here that I want to arrange into a new empty palette. So this is one from Boozy Shop where this black one came from as well. And this is a Dutch makeup store. And this should hold 40 singles in like a straight up pan, which Sydney Grace comes in, which is great. But before we will be doing that, I also bought a new ColourPop palette because I really like these empty ColourPop palettes for my ColourPop shadows. And I currently have a lot of them in a Z palette and I'm not a big fan of the Z palette. So I figured since this will hold fewer shades, maybe there are some cooler tones in here that I can move into this other palette in the new one to combine this. Plus, in here and in here, I'm pretty sure I also have cool tones. So I just want to give a big part of my singles collection a really nice, just rejig, you could say, so that I actually, you know, for once remember to use all of these lovely things. So that is the aim for today. I have no clue whether everything will fit in here. This is going to be super exciting though. So if you are really very much looking forward to playing with some singles again, then please give it a thumbs up and let's just get started. So I've cleared the decks and what I would like to do is fill this empty ColourPop palette like this one is, because I think this is so satisfying to have all the nice neat rows, whereas this, it just looks so haphazard. So I'm not a fan. And so I just want to make sure this has a rejig to fit in here. And what I did last time is that I used to have, like I bought this first and then I got this one and then I did already switch around the different shades so they go better together. But I definitely think I want to rejig this palette, but also this palette. So maybe this can be like, well, also purple, blues, and greens perhaps. I'm not sure. Like this looks a bit neutral, this row. I'm not sure yet exactly what I want to do, but what I do know is that this palette holds 3 fewer shades than it does this one. So I need to get rid of 3 of my ColourPop shadows that will no longer fit in with my ColourPop singles. And for that, I need to make a decision how I want to arrange it. So I'm going to time-lapse you through me taking it all out, and I'm just going to have a play around that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can have 12 rows of 4 until I have that, and then I'm going to put it into the palettes, and then afterwards I will explain to you what it is I exactly did. So I pulled everything out and now I need to rearrange it so that it can fit in here. I sort of have my neutrally shades up here. I've got some warm tones here. I've got pinks and corals, purpley plum things, and then over here I've got my green, blues, and teals, which is of course my favorite. So I'm now going to have to rearrange this to make sure that it all fits. And I'm sort of like, I know I need to get rid of like 3 shades. And I know, for instance, that this shade, Deja Vu, is not really one of my favorites. It's like a very light, limey green shade, but I feel it has really, really bad payoff. Like if I'm really like rubbing my finger in, it doesn't really have the best sort of like transfer. But this does work really nicely as a bit of a, whatchamacallit, inner corner highlight to go with the greens. I think this is better, right? We got very bright there all of a sudden. It's because it's very cloudy, so I'm terribly sorry. But these 3 shades Aren't they almost the same? So I know I want to keep Poodle. I'm not sure if I need to keep both of these. This is Hop On, which is a bit brighter, and Making Mauves. And they both look like hot, like coral shades, with Making Mauves being a bit more muted, perhaps a bit more pink. And then this one, this is Hop On, is much more vibrant as far as I remember. Yeah, see? So Hop On has a bit more red to it, but I think that Making Mauves, which is this one, just swatched a lot better. I think that when I put these on the eye, they will do exactly the same thing. So I think I'll keep Making Mauves, and then Hop On can go. This is Tiki. It's like a more muted yellow, and then I have Take Flight, which is a bit more vibrant. This is Koi and Paper Tiger. Those I definitely want to keep because those are brilliant. Yeah. I think Tiki is a bit lackluster, so I think I'll take that one out for now. And then we're just going to rearrange this to put it into the palettes, and then we'll see what we end up with. Was a bit of a puzzle, but I think I've got my gradient down that I would like to go for, and that way I would know exactly what I have. I think I would want to go for like just neutrals over here, and then going into pinks and like corally shades, but some of these are a bit more bronzy toned. Like some of these shimmers in here are very interesting. And then I put Snake Eyes and Glass Bowl over here with High Strung. Was this High Strung? No, this is Misty. This is Misty. That's like a plummy shade, but like a deeper, neutrally like plummy shade. This is Cute Alert, and it's like one of those browns that pulls a bit more plum, so that's interesting. And then I've got like my green shades over here with the silver, and then I've got my teals over here. I've got blues, and I've got all of my purpley shades. So I think I'm just going to put it in here because I'm quite satisfied with what that looks like. Think two newly rearranged eyeshadow palettes by ColourPop. I would definitely now for me it just makes sense if I want to pull for these, I can just pull these palettes and then I have everything that I could possibly want. So those are my ColourPop palettes. Alrighty, so we're gonna go in for round 2, and this is the Clionadh Stained Glass palette that I own, and in there I've got some cool tones over here, as you can see, that I would like to take out and try and get into the other palette. Over here I've got Luxie and Divina shades that I would like to, again put in here. I had some overflow and been switching things around, and then over here I would want to put these two and see if I can put them in here, and then we just have my little overflow palette here. So let's just take these out. This is a Catrice shadow that I love. It was a single I bought years ago and I depotted it. This is JD Glow's Unexpected. Don't worry about swatches. I'll make sure to do some swatches towards the end, especially of that cool tone palette. This is Naredi by Nabla. These larger pans are by Nabla. And this is Glasswork, Ground State, and if I'm not mistaken, this is Chemical Bond. Yes, it is. And then over here we have Wild Child by Luxie Beauty, but that's more of a duochrome, so I would want to keep it in here. But these two over here are really stunning. This one right here is Shroom by Clionadh. And then I have this Foxy Lady shade by Luxie. So that's really pretty. And is there anything else? Because I definitely have some more cool tones in here. You know, I know what I like. Purples, blues, greens. That's my favorite. This may be an interesting one. This is by Clionadh, I believe. Yeah, this is Elixir, and it's like a taupey gold kind of shade. That could be nice for that neutral palette. As well as this one. This is Sydney Grace. This is Tattletale, and I originally bought it for this palette, but I felt it didn't really go, so maybe it can go in the other one. So for now, I think I'm good making some space into this, so that these shades can go into here. But I also want to try and see if we can take these two out. And I was hoping that this shade by Davina called Hydra could replace this matte blue called Neo Blue by Color Rain. So let's just give them a quick swatch just to see whether these are anything like each other. Ooh, Hydra is definitely more vibrant and swatches a million times better, but I do feel there's a bit more depth. Like this is more like a true blue shade by Color Rain. It's a bit patchy, but like in the crease, fluffed out with a brush, I think it can work. So I think that I don't want to do anything with that blue for now. So maybe it also doesn't really go in there, does it? Ooh, so I do want to see where to put this afterwards. Maybe I'm still going to put it in there. Who knows? You never know what you decide. And then that purple would have to go with the purple section. I felt like I didn't have enough mattes in here. I only really have one matte in the purple section, and that's quite dark, so I feel that this can go. Oh, you know what? I'll take this one out. This is an Anastasia shade. This is called Electro, and it's a bit lackluster. It was described as like a pinky purple, and it's just a bit sheer. It's pretty. It's definitely pretty. You can make it work, but I had just expected perhaps a little bit more from that, but maybe I can put it in here later. But for now, if I put this over here, if I put this palette over here, then I'm going to keep it like that. So for now, I'm not going to do anything with this one. This Anastasia shade and Davina shade I'll put in here. And then I'm going to put all of this aside. And then I'm going to unwrap my Sydney Gray shades. And then we'll get back to that in a minute to see where everything needs to go. So let me unwrap all of these lovely Sydney Gray shadows. And yes, I placed a massive order, I know. This may seem excessive, but I have just found that Sydney Grace makes my favorite single shadow formula. And I was like, those are like in this palette, they are the only thing I really, really want to reach for. So I was like, I'm just going to get every cool tone from their selection. That's pretty much what I did. Alright, so I unwrapped everything that I bought by Sydney Grace, and I sort of grouped them together, and like the darker, like more jewel tone shades, these look so stunning, especially this one here and that one there. And then I've got like my more like lighter, more mid-tone kind of shimmers, and then I've got my mattes over here. So let's give these a swatch so that we also get a good feel for them. So right here off to the side, I've got those shimmers that I pulled from that Cleona palette. So I definitely want to, I think, swatch some of these against the shades that I selected from that palette, just to make sure that it has a nice variety. And I don't think it's definitely not fully going to fill up the palette, I think. But let's swatch these mattes first. So I've got a couple of like purpley tones and definitely like some cooler tone neutrals. You know how I feel about that. But I also got this really stunning deep navy, and then I also got this dark green. So let me give these a quick swatch for you. So those are the swatches. This is Winter Wonder, Concrete Road, Regal, Beyond, Grounds, Officer, Indiana Love, and what was the last one called again? That's the one I forget. Island Paradise. That's the one. So those are some really stunning mattes. Look at that, how buttery and smooth and just yummy, yummy goodness. So now I want to swatch these ones right here. So there we have round 2. We have Keep It Fun, Slade, no, Keep It Fun, Black Ice, Palm Trees, Black Ice. This is, what's it called again? This navy is Deep Waters. Then we have Rushed, and then we have Midnight Green. So these are really, really stunning deep jewel tones, I would have to say. So this is what I'm usually missing in cool tone palettes that are on the market. These really, really lovely, stunning jewel tones. And then we have this little section left over here. So there you have it. Those are the more neutrally tones. This is Mythical, Immortal, Tiara, Cadet. This is Somber, and this is Troops. So there we have those 6 shades. So I definitely think that some of these Nabla shades over here can be similar to what I've got going on here. But now that I look at it, yeah, maybe this, Naradi, but I believe this has some like shift to it. So I don't think that this is definitely the same as Somber. Ooh, it has a very different undertone to it. It's got a bit more sparkle. Like Somber is more of a taupe, and this one has definitely a bit more of a purple running through it. So, and it's a bit more sheer as well. So that can definitely complement each other. Maybe this one in Chemical Bond could be similar to some of these over here. Ooh, no, it's not. It's like if these two had a baby, then Chemical Bond would probably be the result. So I think that can go really well with it. And this one, maybe Troops. So this is Nabla's Glasswork. And I'm just watching it above this. Ooh, that's very, very sheer, more like a topper almost. This is not the same as Troops at all. Like, you can definitely build it up, but it's definitely got a bit more sparkle. And we have Foxy Lady by, ooh, that feels nice and smooth. Ooh, that's a very special shade. Let me swatch it over here. Ooh, that is stunning with this. It's definitely a bit lighter than anything else that I've got going on in here, but it definitely is like a taupe with a bit of a gold shift. So that works perfectly in here, just perfectly. And then we have Shroom by Cleona. Again, really nice texture. I'm going to swatch it right here in the middle. Ooh, that goes with it really well too. And then, just for fun, Tattletale. This was described, I believe, like a burgundy shade on the website. This is by Sydney Grace. But do you see how it has like a purpley, like kind of cool tone kind of flash? So I think it can work with what I've got going on here too. And then last but not least, this Catrice shade. That is ancient, but still great. Like, let me swatch it here. It is one of the best silvers I own. Kid you not. And then, last but not least, just for kicks, JD Glow. Unexpected. Where to put you? Let me put you here. Look at that. Ooh, that goes... That and Tattletale together. Like, do you see that they're like a very similar undertone? But Unexpected has a far more, like, more shift to it. So that can go in there, I think. But I have one more thing, and I completely forgot that I bought this, but this is a Lethal Cosmetics shade. So this Lethal Cosmetics shade, I found out that I was better off buying an extra shade than paying for shipping, because it's just as much. And this is a really nice shade that I think will go with this. This is in Rise from the Ashes. And Black Ice was oh no, okay. Black Ice was described as like a black with a silver running through it. So I thought that these two together could serve as like some deep shimmery shades. I'm not sure if they're exactly the same. So let me swatch these side by side. So that's the Sydney Grace, and that's the Lethal Cosmetics one. Do you see that this one has a far more shine to it? This is a deeper base to it. So those can complement each other nicely for like a smoky eye. Alright, so that would be my custom cool toned eyeshadow palette and everything that's in there. I definitely have a bit of room to grow. There are a couple of Clionadh shadows that are currently out of stock that I would like to get, which is their Koala Trio, and they've told me on Instagram that they are going to bring it back. So that would be 3 shades that I think will go in here quite nicely. So I now feel that if I put these 2 palettes together, I've got all my colors in here, and then I've got my more muted, more neutrally kind of tones in the bottom one. I think that these can just complement each other a lot more. So just like with the ColourPop palettes I showed you, these 2 can now complement each other quite well. And I've got a bit of room to grow just in case I want to. I think that we can now try and see if everything fits into this palette. I think that's best because this is nice and big and it will fit the most things. So I have Aquarius by Luxie. Maybe I can put this one. This is a Clionadh shadow, I'm sure. No, this is Divina. This is Asteria. Oh, that's that butterfly collection. So maybe I can put those together. So I think it's all of these. This is, yeah, Thalassic. I've got this one over here. Paralucia, and then I have this one over here. This is, no, this is from a different line. Ooh, sticking my nails in. This is Devious by Luxie, so maybe put you here. Yep, put you in there, and this one back in here. This one here. This is Siren of the Sea. This is I'm Just a Dandelion by Divina. And then I have Menelaus. This is from that Butterfly collection by Divina. And this is Pavonine, which is also by Divina. So that fits. And then this ColourPop glitter can go in here. And then I can put all the ColourPop glitters there. This can go here. Don't think it's really going to fit everything that I've got going on in here, but I can at least put this Divina matte blue in here, and this purpley shade by Anastasia does go with this quite well. And then I just have these 3 by ColourPop that I have no clue what to do with, because they don't really go with this. And now I have all my special shades in one place, and I think that that's a good thing to do, because I'm planning actually to keep this out so I can just like whip it out whenever I feel like it. So I want to keep this actually on my makeup desk so that I can spice up any look I do with like a fun duochrome, because now I have all my duochromes and multichromes by indie brands into one palette, which I think is quite nice. And then this one and this one I can use for making videos. So there you have it. We had a bit of fun playtime with some eyeshadows again, which I hope you enjoyed. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more by me. I make 3 new videos a week, so I hope you would like to stay tuned, and then I'll see you in my next one. Bye!